All right, man. Loadout. I love a good loadout video. I'm so hyped.
Boaz.
Hey, you're looking good.
Boaz, when I said we're doing a loadout video, I said we're doing an affordable loadout video.
Oh.
How much did you spend on all this?
Well, you know, about 2,000, 2,500.
I said we're doing an affordable loadout video. This is not affordable. Get off the set. Go get drink. Go get change right now.
All right, my bad.
Affordable.
I'm sorry.
And you're forgetting your iPro. Don't forget your iPro again. Alright guys, we're going to get into my loadout, and this is going to be a fraction of what Boaz's kit is actually going to cost, considering how cheap every single piece of this kit actually is, including the Airsoft Replica, which we're going to get into right now. This is the Lancer Tactical LT31 Raider AEG. This is part of the Gen 2 lineup, so it's going to come included with everything you would expect of the Gen 2s, but with so much more. Like I mentioned earlier, this is going to be part of the Gen 2 lineup, meaning that it's going to come included with a nylon polymer reinforced upper and lower receiver, and a metal Mark 18 style handguard, which honestly looks fantastic, especially considering this is how it looks right out the box. I went with this particular rifle because it has a lot of sentimental value. This was actually the very first M4 configuration that I actually tried to build for my very first AEG, and I had to spend a lot of money just to get it to look almost as good as this. Like all Gen 2s, the LT31 Raider will come equipped with a 603 Type 4 inner barrel, rotary style hop-up chamber, and a quick change spring system. Definitely nothing to laugh at. This is an actual serious competition AEG that you have here, something that can compete with the best of the AEGs for a fraction of the price. At the end of the day, the Lancer Tactical LT31 AEG currently retails for $169 at airsoftgi.com's website. One heck of a steal, considering the AEG will also come included with a battery and charger, even a small thing of BBs, everything you need to get out and start playing. Now the only caveat with this loadout is that I didn't include any accessories on the Replica, just because again the entire point was to keep it affordable and attainable for everyone. But you'll have to just use the iron sights as God intended. Now that we're done talking about the primary, let's go over safeties, our head protection specifically, because airsoft can be quite dangerous if you don't have the right pieces of equipment. Starting off with the face protection is going to be the goggles. These are the Lancer Tactical safety goggles. These are going to be a very, very affordable piece of kit that I recommend to anyone that doesn't want to spend an arm and a leg, but still wants to make sure that they have the utmost safety for their eyes. The goggles are a nice big design that do offer a pretty big and wide field of view. Some smaller options, while they might be nice and low profile, they might actually cut off some of your vision, so you might not be able to see everything that's going on. They come included with a really nice adjustable elastic band, so you can accommodate any variety of head sizes or shapes. Not only that, they also have a nice little sleeve where you can tuck your goggles away. That way when you store them away when you're not in use, you don't have to worry about getting them scratched. Now these are going to be not the fanciest pair of goggles you can find on the website, but they are indeed, like I mentioned earlier, incredibly affordable, and they get the job done. Right now, the Lancer Tactical safety goggles currently retail for around $13 on airsoftgi.com's website. At $13, this is definitely one of the cheapest options we at Airsoft GI can actually recommend to anyone that wants to play on a regulated field. The next piece of kit we're going to be going over is going to be equally as important as eye protection, face protection. It's going to be the G-Force Elite Face and Ear Protective Mask. Another piece of kit that, like the goggles, is going to be incredibly attainable, but still get the job done and be very comfortable at the same time. The front portion of the face mask is going to include a metal mesh section for both the nose and the mouth, making sure to block any and all incoming BBs from hurting or damaging any part of your face. However, the rest of it is actually going to be primarily composed of a really flexible nylon and foam material, so not only does it conform to your face shape, but it will still offer a little bit more flexibility while still giving you the protection. But my favorite part about this mask has actually got to be the metal mesh around the ears. More and more airsoft fields in today's climate are requiring hard ear protection, so this is going to make sure that you're covered no matter what. The G-Force Protective Face Mask currently retails on airsoftgi.com for $14. Now that is actually going to be a very, very attainable price for most players, and it's actually kind of a sleeper hit. Not too many people realize how great of an option this is. Don't get me wrong, we have a wide selection of face masks, and there's other options out there that definitely cost more but protect less. And this is one of those options that, again, is going to be a great price but protect everything you need. The final major component of my loadout is going to be the chest rig. This is the Lancer Tactical Buckle Up Lightweight Chest Rig. This is going to be arguably one of the most important pieces of kit and one of the most convenient. If you were in the market for tactical gear that was going to be affordable, has a lot of potential for future upgrades, this is going to be one of the best options out there. The chest rig will come included with an internal kangaroo pouch with 4 slots, 1 for each M4 magazine. But don't worry, that's still not enough. You actually get 2 general purpose pouches right up in the front as well. Each can accommodate 1 M4 style magazine, giving you a total of 6 M4 mags to carry on your person. But not to worry, if that's still not enough, you actually get more pouches for your sidearm as well. You get 2 pistol magazine pouches up in the front, and then 2 more on the sides, 1 on each side, giving you a total of 4 pistol mag pouches and 6 M4 style mag pouches. That's absolutely a lot of mags to carry on one person, but not to worry, this also can still be adjusted to your liking. There is hook and loop backing on the rear end of this chest rig, so you are able to get this to work with dangler pouches, maybe some wings of your choice, and this is compatible with the Swift Clip style system that is becoming more and more popular these days in today's airsoft climate, so meaning you have a very modular, very customizable system on your hands for pretty cheap. Right now, the Lancer Tactical Buckle Up Lightweight Chest Rig currently retails on airsoftgi.com's website for around $33. Now for $33, it is really hard to beat that price considering the sheer amount of modularity and utility you get from the chest rig itself, the sheer amount of customization options that are going to be open to you once you make that initial investment are going to be wide and vast. This is going to be one of the best chest rigs you can honestly go with to this day. Oh, almost forgot. I completely forgot to mention, just because it's so small, you're going to need one of these. It's a universal speed loader. Pretty much every airsofter is going to need one of these. Every airsoft replica should have one of these included with it. If they don't, why? But you should get one regardless. These are going to be retailing on our website for about $7, and again, a crucial piece of kit that you don't want to forget. So now the big question, how much does it all cost, you might be asking yourself? Well, with the replica included, everything you see here, after we did some math and punched in some numbers, currently retails right now on airsoftgi.com's website for about $238. That is a really hard price to beat considering how inclusive this entire kit really is. But don't be alarmed, if that's still a little bit out of your budget, you can still save more. You're not restricted solely to the LT31. There are actually even more affordable Gen 2 base models which you can go with that will still come included with a battery and charger for around the $140 price mark, saving you roughly around $20-ish off your final budget. And this kit is not something that's set in stone either. This is completely modular and again can be customized in the future. A lot of players will unfortunately ditch their beginner kits due to the lack of modularity. That's not going to be a problem with this chest rig in particular. You can always add more to it. This entire kit is a great starting point for a lot of different types of airsoft players, whether you're an indoor player, outdoor player. It's a great launching point for most people that want to get started in this hobby.
So at airsoftgi.com, any purchase of $179.99 or more automatically qualifies you for free shipping. So with that being said, let's say you purchase like an airsoft gun that costs around that price point, you will automatically get free shipping. And if you create an account with us at airsoftgi.com, we will give you free reward store credit back to save on future orders, or you might even just use it to get some free stuff. So this is part of our Wombo Combo program. No, this is not a coupon code. No, you don't need to do anything special to get it. If you spend $179.99 or more at airsoftgi.com, you'll automatically get free shipping. And if you have an account with us at airsoftgi.com, we'll give you some of the money that you spent on your order back as store credit to save on future orders. That is the power of the Wombo Combo, and it's probably one of the best savings you can get in Airsoft.
Well, obviously, a little bit of a change of scenery here. I'm not in my Gucci loadout. Well, that's because I saw Isaias putting together his budget loadout and I saw how much fun he was having doing it. I decided to create a budget loadout of my own, but I'm still gonna be, you say, a little Guccier than Isaias, a little bit, I guess, a notch above, just to give some variety to see what else you can get on a budget. First things first, let's talk about the Airsoft replica that I chose. This is gonna be a bit of a step up compared to what Isaias chose for his loadout. This is gonna be the Lancer Tactical Gen 3 Helion 10-inch M4 AEG. And like in the name, it's Gen 3. It's gonna be a step above in the performance, which we'll get into in just a second. But just rounding out the externals, we have a full polymer build, very sturdy, lightweight, and flexible. It can really take a beating out on the airsoft field. So you have a polymer body, polymer M-lock handguard, which I absolutely love. It looks killer. It's really nice and smooth. Feels really good when you're just shouldering it into your hands over here. And the best part is it does come included with a lot of other extra goodies out of the box for free. So you have a nice polymer angled vertical foregrip that directly attaches to the M-lock here. Very comfortable to hold in the hands. And as you'll see in the B-roll, it does come included with a nice muzzle device. It looks like a nice chunky muzzle brake. You also have included here the Delta stock, very slim. It looks super cool, and it allows you to store your battery in the rear very easily. And finally, down here in the motor grip, you have the Gen 3 motor grip. I love the nice little hand web cutout here that you get. Makes holding the Airsoft Replica really comfortable, very ergonomic. But with that externals out of the way, let's talk about the internals. Let's talk about the performance. This Airsoft Replica is an absolute beast on the field. It might look like a beginner replica. It might look like something that you would see a lot of rental kids play with, but this replica is no joke. Let me tell you, the Gen 3 is fully stacked out internally. You have a nice full metal version 2 gearbox. It has steel gears. It has 6.03 precision inner barrel. It has the rotary style hop-up unit. It has a quick chain spring system. But the creme de la creme of this replica is going to be the high torque motor combined with the Nebula ETU. This replica, like I said, rips. If you just listen to the shooting footage, if you just listen to us shooting this replica, it doesn't sound like a low-end starter Airsoft replica. It sounds really good. The trigger response is snappy. The rate of fire is pretty intimidating. Like I said, no joke. So with that all being said, how much does this Gen 3 cost? Well, as of right now at airsoftgi.com, it retails for $175. That's right. If you guys have been following the price of the Gen 3 series from Lancer Tactical, we dropped it in price. It is now under $200. You can get a really serious contender of an Airsoft replica for less than $200, coming in right at $175. Now, if you look here at the top of this Gen 3 Hellion, you might see this optic and might think, oh, did Boaz put this just for show? Did he leave it on by mistake? No, it's actually part of the loadout. This is gonna be the Lancer Tactical 2 MOA micro red dot sight. I didn't include it in the loadout just because it looks cool. It's because it's actually gonna help you out on the Airsoft field. You're gonna get on target faster. You're gonna be able to put shots down range a lot faster. It's gonna be easier to aim down your sights. There's just so much benefits to running a red dot sight on the Airsoft field, which is why I included it. Not only that, this Lancer Tactical 2 MOA micro red dot does come included with a removable mount, so you can actually attach this to other aftermarket mounts and risers if you want to do so in the future. So in that sense, I technically future-proofed this red dot sight. But the best part is that it only comes in at $44, making it one of the more affordable and very usable, functional, long-term Airsoft optics out there. One big caveat about the Lancer Tactical Gen 3 series is that they do not come included with a battery and charger, so you're gonna need to get that separately. And here at Airsoft GI, we recommend that you use an 11.1 volt LiPo battery with the Dean's connector to use on your Lancer Tactical Gen 3 series. It will give you the best and most optimal performance out of your replica, and getting a LiPo battery like this and a charger will run you about $60. Now, also recommend some higher quality BBs, so I decided to pick a 0.25 gram bag of Lancer Tactical Streamline BBs. These BBs are fantastic. I swear by them. It's all I ever use in all my Airsoft replicas, and getting a nice hefty 5,000 round bag will last you quite a long time. Now that we got the Airsoft replica out of the way, I want to be talking about safety equipment, because just like what Isaias said, playing Airsoft without proper safety equipment is very dangerous, and we at airsoftgi.com do not recommend that you play Airsoft without proper safety equipment. So with that being said, the Airsoft goggles that I chose is going to be the Lancer Tactical Rage goggles. I like these goggles because they offer a nice wide field of view, so you don't get any obstructions or occlusions when you're running these goggles. And the best part is they're pretty flat to the face. So because of that, it's not going to get in the way when you're aiming down the sights of your Airsoft replica. It's going to stay nice and out of the way. I love that these seal with foam instead of rubber, so it's going to wick away and absorb a lot of the sweat, especially when you're running around on a hot day on the Airsoft field. It's going to be great for keeping the sweat out of your eyes. Also, just like what Isaias had in his safety goggles, has a nice elastic band, and it has an included microfiber cleaning cloth slash goggle cover, so that way when you're not using them, you don't want them to get scratched up. But I love this Rage system of goggles because it comes included with 2 spare lenses. You have your nice dark tinted lens, and you have your thermal or yellow tinted lens. So it gives you some options as to how you want to run the goggles on the field. And at the end of the day, hey, it's 2 extra spare set of lenses, so if anything happens to the lens, if they get too dirty or too scratched up, you can easily swap them out without having to buy a whole new set of goggles. So these Lancer Tactical Rage goggles, with the full set included with the smoke and the yellow lens, it all cost $37 at airsoftgi.com. Below the goggles is going to be the face protection, because face protection is also important. So for me, I went ahead and chose the Lance Tactical Shadow Warrior face mask. I love this thing. I love how low profile it is, because it's basically just a balaclava that wraps around your face, and then you have the steel mesh to protect your nose and your mouth from any potential BB impacts. The balaclava material is nice. It's elastic, it's stretchy, it absorbs and wicks away a lot of the sweat, especially when you're running around a lot. And I love balaclava specifically because it covers the top of your head too. So that way it will stop sweat at the source and just help you stay cool and dry while you're running around on the airsoft field. So at the end of the day, the Lance Tactical Shadow Warrior face mask retails for $15 at airsoftgi.com. I would say that this is still a very affordable option that you can use whether you're a beginner player or a more seasoned, experienced player that wants to have a low profile set of face protection while maintaining and not sacrificing that hard protection for your mouth and your nose. I've been recommending this to players for a very, very long time. I even personally have a few set of these that either I use personally or I loan out. This is something that I swear by. And yeah, it does sacrifice some of the protection on the ears, but for me, I never really get shot in the ears, so I don't really have a problem sacrificing potential ear protection. And finally, the last component of the kit is going to be just a baseball cap. It's just good to have some form of head protection. And a baseball cap, you most likely have one at home. It's going to be completely free. Now we're going to get into the real meat and potatoes of this loadout, and that's going to be, of course, the tactical gear. This is going to be the Lance Tactical Buckle Up Assault Plate Carrier. If you know me, I like plate carriers. I just like them just because they feel more comfortable in my opinion. They feel a little bit more balanced on your body, and it offers more protection than a traditional chest rig against potential BB impacts. Now, before I get into the plate carrier, I just want to let you know, for all of you guys that are running airsoft plate carriers, please run some form of plates, whether you purchase dummy plates online on our website, or you could even make your own with some cardboard or some EVA foam matting. Getting into the Buckle Up Assault Plate Carrier here from Lance Tactical, this thing is covered in MOLLE webbing, whether it's the front panel or the side cummerbund or the rear back panel, it has MOLLE webbing on it. Very important because it allows you to add more pouches in the future and really cater to your airsoft loadout as you continue to play. So for this loadout in particular, I'm just making sure that I'm carrying a sufficient amount of ammo on the airsoft field. So I've attached a triple magazine placard, which we'll get into in a little bit. But my favorite feature about the Buckle Up Assault Plate Carrier is that it comes included with swift clips. And the really important reason as to why that's such a great feature is that you can attach other aftermarket placards or other aftermarket chest rigs and just slap it right on. You don't need to weave it with MOLLE or anything complicated like that. You just clip one buckle on one side, clip it to the other side, just slap it on with Velcro, and you're good to go. In fact, the Buckle Up Assault Plate Carrier does come included with a placard already out of the box. So this is just a simple MOLLE placard here that you could weave in your airsoft magazine pouches if you wanted to. And as you can see here on the placard itself, it does have the nice 1-inch buckles to clip into the plate carrier. Very, very nice. Additionally, the Lance Tactical Buckle Up Assault Plate Carrier comes included with these nice beefy foam-filled shoulder pads to keep wearing this plate carrier for long periods of time. Very comfortable. Also, it has these nice cable management loops that you can also route your hydration carrier hose, or if you're running a radio and you have a lot of cables going on, really helps you tuck them away nice and neatly. And you have some nice Velcro real estate on the front and the rear of the plate carrier if you want to attach additional patches. I also specifically chose this plate carrier in the tan colorway because personally I believe the tan color pretty much goes with any kind of airsoft loadout, whether you're running just your standard street clothes or you're wearing some fancy multicam set or any other kind of camo pattern. I personally believe that it meshes really well and it will fit a wide variety of different airsoft styles and loadouts. Like I mentioned earlier, if you want to use your airsoft plate carrier correctly, you got to be running some form of plates inside them for it to work as intended. So like I said earlier, if you're really on a budget, you can cut up some pieces of cardboard and fit them up inside here, or you can cut up some playmat foam. But I went ahead and decided to add them to the list for the loadout. So at airsoftgi.com, we do sell a set of foam dummy plates for about $16. You get 2 of them. and they're cut perfectly to fit inside this airsoft plate carrier, and it really makes it a nice rigid platform for you to mount your pouches onto your plate carrier. The final main component of my airsoft plate carrier is going to be the placard. This is the Lance Tactical Multifunctional Triple Magazine Placard. Now this is something that you will have to purchase separately to add on to your plate carrier. I love this thing because it's slim, it's low profile, and it actually gives you a lot of options out of the box to configure to your airsoft loadout. For example, right here, I have this attached via the 1-inch Swift clips to buckle in perfectly into my airsoft plate carrier. It also comes with metal G hooks. If your airsoft plate carrier only accepts G hooks, you have that option available to you as well. But looking at the magazine placard itself, it does come with these 3 flaps. You can actually remove these because it also comes included with a bungee retention system as well. And the magazine pouches are made out of elastic. So if you're really bold, if you're really trying to emphasize on the speed of this thing, you could literally remove the flaps and the bungee cord and just run this on just the elastic alone. And it is going to be a little bit less secure, but it'll really speed up your reloads if that's something that you're concerned about. And the final part of my loadout is going to be the magazines, because what's the point of running all this kit, Isaias, if you don't run spare magazines? You gotta have some spare magazines, all right? So over here, I have 3 Lance Tactical high-speed mid-cap magazines. They hold about 130 rounds each, and these guys are absolute beasts on the airsoft field because they can keep up with the highest end of airsoft replicas. Like, we've tested them through and through. They feed flawlessly, and it'll be more than enough for the Lance Tactical Gen 3 series. And they also come in a variety of colorways. So over here, I have like this really nice smoke colored one that's semi-transparent. This thing looks absolutely sweet. You also get it in like the tan, and you even get some other more hype colors. You get like blue, red, purple, green, you know. There's a lot of options out there, and they all cost around $13 a piece, making it probably one of the most affordable, high-performing airsoft magazines on the market today. So I put a lot of stuff into my airsoft loadout, and that's just because I wanted to check as many boxes as possible for a new player who knows nothing about airsoft, how to get into it and enjoy it as much as possible. And so when it's all said and done, this entire loadout costs $463. Now, $463 is going to be a lot of money. It doesn't sound very affordable, especially if you plan on spending $463 all at once. And I would agree with you, spending $463 at once is going to be a lot of money. But if you are building an airsoft loadout, whether it's going to be a beginner, very budget-friendly airsoft loadout, or something more on the higher end, a lot of this stuff is acquired over time. And so, in fact, if you were to pick up, let's say, this Lance Tactical Gen 3 AEG, we would probably recommend, if you're on a tighter budget, you can attain this airsoft replica. Maybe then you can get battery and a charger at a separate time. Then you can get the eye protection and a face protection after that. And then, you know, over that period of time, you can build that up so that way you can go out and just start playing with it. If you wanted to continue building out your airsoft loadout, then you can invest into getting something like a chest rig or a plate carrier like this, right? And then you can get pouches for them and magazines for them. It is a progression. It's not something that we would encourage many people to drop all at once. For example, when I first started playing airsoft, I did not start out with the complete loadout like this. In fact, all I could afford at the time when I was getting into airsoft was just the base replica itself. That's all I could really afford, that and a paintball mask. It took me about 3 months for me to save up enough money for me to get the battery, charger, and BBs, for me to even start playing at an airsoft field. I just played in my street clothes. I wore a hoodie, I had my 1 magazine, and then, you know, I had my airsoft replica that had the battery and charger that I purchased, and I was absolutely hooked after that. So I started to save up money again, so that way I can buy a chest rig, and then once I had the empty chest rig, every once a month, I would purchase 1 mid-cap magazine, one $15 mid-cap magazine, till I had about 6 of them. And so, all in all, it took me about a year to get anywhere near close to what I'm showing you right in front of you right now. All right, well, thank you guys for stopping by and checking out our 2 affordable airsoft loadouts.
If you guys like the kits that you see here, make sure to comment down below. Let us know which one you actually prefer. What sort of budget do you like to have, or do you recommend to other players when starting off airsoft?
Yeah, and like we said time and time again, yes, spending all the money, getting the entire loadout at once, in our opinion, it's not a very realistic thing to really consider. We like to encourage a lot of airsoft players who are getting into airsoft to start off by getting a nice affordable replica, then the battery, the charger, the BBs, and the eye protection. And after that, going from there.
If you guys like the content that you're seeing, make sure to leave a like on this video. Make sure that you're subscribed and you hit that bell icon so you're notified every time the channel drops new content.
And if you want to support us directly, all this gear, all the replicas that you see in front of you right now, it's all available at airsoftgi.com. And plus, it's not just these two things that are affordable, but there's plenty of other affordable options out there on our website. So make sure to check it out. And plus, we do daily discounts, deep discounts on a lot of really cool pieces of airsoft gear.
Not only that, guys, make sure to get your orders in. Remember, anything $20 or more, and you're entered in our weekly shopping spree giveaway. But until then, my name is Isaias.
And Boaz.
Catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy, guys.